Sell all those knives and buy paramilitary twos.
Just paramilitary twos?
That's all anyone needs.
I really hope this gets picked up on the camera, because that would be amazing.
Neither of us own a paramilitary 2 anymore, so...
That's true.
Alright, hey guys, we're gonna do a split up video today. Spencer's not feeling the greatest, so we were planning on record later, but we're just gonna record now at work, and then I'll record later with Matt, and we'll just kind of put it all together. It is also Spencer's annual video.
Yeah, my once-a-year videos now. In the past year or so, my almost entire collection of knives has changed. I think I maybe have 1 or 2 that are the same as when we first started doing the show, and that's about it. So I figured Jake will go first and do what he's carrying today, and then I've got about half of the good stuff for my collection to go through, and then we're hopefully gonna get back to recording an all 3 of us together episode where I can show off the other half of all the cool stuff that I've picked up in the past year. So with that being said, take it away.
Alright, so I got the Strider SNG like normal, for the video at least. The bead, I talked about it in the last like little update video that I did by myself. So it's a good little knife, super, I mean, I just really like carrying it. Brightness, just a sec guys. Try that, maybe that'll help. Hopefully this is in focus, but you guys know that we're really bad at this, so. So there's that. Is that even in? Sure. My EDC light, the Thrunite again, like always. Beard comb, like always.
I think that's been in almost every episode.
Yep. I need to get a new one. Wallet. And I carried something a little different today because I thought that I haven't talked about it yet, but I did pick up a Wicked Edge month ago.
Yeah, something like that.
And I've sharpened a couple of Spencer's knives. Only one that's here. But I did sharpen this guy, and I thought maybe if I could, I mean, it's not the greatest sharpening, but it definitely makes it like cut a lot better and has like a nice like clean grind now.
I mean, it's a lot better than anything I've been able to do with my sharp maker, so.
Yeah. So still kind of breaking in those stones, and I got to pick up some different ones at some point probably. But I figured I'd carry the Nano because I like this knife.
You do love that knife.
And Keybar and Monkey Finger Tribe. So yeah, you guys can see it now. Just move this back. Alright, so Spencer can talk about what he wants to talk about, and we'll just kind of build out the pile. I'll take out a couple of these things that don't need to be in here, and just to keep you guys like actually looking at something instead of a carpet in the back of a car.
So first of all, probably the biggest news is that I finally joined up with everyone else, and I now own a Strider, because of course. It's another double gunner grip SNG, this one with black G10 and tiger stripes.
Sell all those knives and buy paramilitary twos.
Just paramilitary twos?
That's all anyone needs.
I really hope this gets picked up on the camera, because that would be amazing.
Neither of us own a paramilitary 2 anymore, so...
That's true. Anyway, so yeah, this is my SNG. It's I've owned this almost the entire year that I haven't been on the show. I got it like right after the last time I was on the show, yeah. And I've just been carrying it ever since. I absolutely love it to death. It's super smooth. Because luckily it's one of the, I think, 2015 Striders that actually drops when you open it, which is super nice.
Yep.
And, you know, you've all heard it before. You heard it from Jake. Like, Striders are great. A lot of people have a problem with mixed Strider himself, which I totally get, but I think they're really awesome knives. And while they cost a lot, I think you're getting a lot for your money, at least in my opinion.
And
So
the
there's
warranty
that.
is like good that we showed that earlier.
The warranty is pretty ridiculous on them, as long as you treat them right. So here's another funny one from my year-long absence from the show. The last time that I was on it, I talked about what I got in the Reddit Halloween knife swap. Yeah, I have something else that I got this year in the Reddit Halloween knife swap.
Just gonna stand here.
So I think it was user Muff17 sent it to me. He ended up being my swapper for the whole thing. And he sent me something kind of different and kind of interesting that I wouldn't have ever really bought myself. And he sent me a Great Eastern Cutlery Cody Scout in this really awesome looking burnt stag handles. So for anyone who hasn't really seen Great Eastern Cutlery before, they're a newer company that's doing old school traditional style pocket knives. And they do a really, really beautiful job with them. Let's see if we can get in and get some of the detail on this.
Might be a little too close. There you go.
There we go. So you can see, like, it's real, you know, staghorn, and it's brass and stainless steel, and this one in particular is a lockback. 1095 carbon steel for the blade. You can see I've already got a little bit of a patina forming at the tip of it, but that should get more interesting as I use it more and as it gets older. And it's just, like, it's a super nice knife for what it is. I never thought I'd be into the traditionals, but this thing has really got me on a bit of a kick with them, and I find myself wanting more, which leads us into the next knife. After getting the Cody Scout and deciding I wanted more traditionals, I went and I bought another traditional from Great Eastern Cutlery as well. This one is a little bit infamous in the collector scene. It is the Beer Scout, which it's so called because it's based on a boy's size knife. It's originally designed for, like, you know, Boy Scouts and stuff like that. But then they made a weird variation on it where it has what they call a cap lifter, obviously a bottle opener and screwdriver on there, which is really nice. I think it's a little bit nicer than the one you get in your standard Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, it seems thicker, for sure.
With more jagged edges is what I think is useful. Like, it's not rounded, so it'll really dig into something.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the benefits, but...
And then the other blade on it is this nice, I think they call it, is it a lamb's foot? I think they might call this one, where it's like halfway between a sheep's foot and a Warncliffe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's something like that.
I would have just called it a Warncliffe, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see it's got this goofy BS logo right on the blade, which a lot of people find hilarious. And probably my favorite part about it is the acrylic scales on it. Or I think they're called covers for traditional knives instead of scales for whatever reason. And it's this super cool gold and yellow and black swirl pattern that they call draft beer acrylic, because it kind of looks like draft beer getting poured. All in all, I really, really like this thing. I actually just got it yesterday, so I haven't gotten to play with it too much. And it's super stiff, but that's probably a good thing for a slip joint. But I really love it, and I'm still thinking I might pick up even more traditionals going forward, considering how much I've enjoyed them so far. Moving on from that, I got two slightly weirder ones to go over, but a little more normal for this channel. First of all, debuting on the channel for the first time, we have a Chris Reeve. Not a normal one, because this one has been used, customized, maybe abused just a little bit.
Sharpened by me.
Sharpened by Jake. Really uneven with the grind, but still a good edge on it. And I picked this up secondhand. It opens great.
Voided.
Yeah, warranty is completely voided. I actually talked with CRK about it, asking what they could and could not do with it. And they basically said we can do a tune-up without taking any of it apart, and that's it. We can't sharpen the blade. We can't replace anything. We can't, like, it's been too modified for them to continue to cover it under their warranty. Which, like, I totally get, because it is, like, super changed from the stock design. This is a now discontinued Sebenza 25. It's since been replaced by the large Nkosi, I think. As well as they're still making the 21, obviously. This one's a little weird in that it uses a different pivot from the 21, which I do not remember the details of it, but suffice it to say you were supposed to Loctite this one, where the other one was sort of like self-adjusting.
It doesn't have the hole, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have the machining hole on the show side, which I really like, because it's the one thing that really bugs me about the 21. Is you can see it on the other side, that hole there that they machine so they can do the cutout for the lock bar, they go all the way through on both sides. The other different thing about it is if you look here, you'll see, oh hey, that looks like super late lockup. But it's not. That's actually right at 50%, because you're probably not going to see it on the camera.
Push it back a little.
But
or go back a little away from the camera.
Move the knife a bit. You probably won't be able to see it, but there's a ceramic ball in there.
Oh.
And that's what it's locking on. It's not actually locking on the lock bar itself. Right. So, kind of neat. It actually makes it lock up like super solid and quickly, which I like a lot. It feels smoother than most titanium frame locks locking up. All in all, it's a really good knife. I'd put it about on par with the SNG. Frankly, I wish I had a stock one, so I knew what they were like when they hadn't been sort of used and messed around with so much.
Yeah.
So, getting some kind of stock Sebenza may be in my future, just because I've been enjoying this one so much. And finally, we got a slightly weird one. I decided that these days I don't have enough Spyderco left in my collection, and that was bugging me. Because I really started with Spydercos. I think a Tenacious was my first serious knife purchase, like a lot of people.
Yep, I think it was mine too.
And I really loved that. And yeah, I had a PM2 and loved it, and just for whatever reason ended up getting rid of it. I've had Enduras, Delicas. I still have that Centifonte sitting in a drawer.
You still have your Enduro, don't you?
I also still have an Endura sitting in a drawer, but neither of them really get carried anymore. And neither of them are sort of like the high-end knives that we're into anymore.
Right.
As you get more and more into collecting stuff, you start to pick up the more and more expensive stuff, or the weirder and weirder stuff. And I finally found a Spyderco that sort of fits in with all that, which is I picked up a Birch Chubby, which is a super weird little full titanium knife with these really cool carbon fiber inlays. They don't really do anything, but they look super nice.
There you go.
And they're embedded perfectly into the knife. You can barely feel a seam where they're stuck in there. And other than that, typical Spyderco deploy. This one's from their Taiwanese factory, if you can see the stamping on it.
You gotta go away from it. A little farther. There you go.
There we go. So, Taiwan, which is, I still say, is a great factory from Spyderco. I've never really seen anything bad come out of that factory. Got the Birch logo up there on this crazy blade grind. It is, the swedge is ridiculous. The convex grind, or is it concave, convex? I can never remember. It's hollow ground blade, and it's really nice. You can really see how much went into creating the blade shape for this thing.
Yeah. I really like that they didn't polish out all the grind marks.
Mm-hmm. It also has a really neat little back spacer there.
I don't know how good that's coming up.
Not very well, but you know, gotta at least try and show it.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think it's good there.
You can see the two ends of it that have like a shape to them.
Point. Yeah.
If I had one complaint, it's that some of the inner edges are a little bit sharp, but not uncomfortably so. And it's not like, you know, I'm gonna tear skin or anything by trying to hold it. I suppose it could maybe use some jimping up here, but it's, for being such a small knife, like it palms really nicely. For being like 3-finger grip, it does not feel like it is. Like it fills out your hand. It feels easy to use. It came super sharp. It's just, it's your typical Spyderco. It's great in all the ways that you want it to be. This one just happens to be full titanium and from a custom maker's design.
Yep.
So super neat little knife. Really love that. And that's half of the new stuff that I've picked up.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot more weird and unusual stuff to show off in the next one. I think... Huh?
Do we want to talk?
Oh yeah, I'll bring that up in just a second. Part of what you'll see next time I'm on is 2 high-end varieties of a sort of knife that I don't think we've ever put on the channel before. You know, a couple more assorted collector pieces and EDC pieces and stuff like that. So we'll have plenty to talk about there. Getting real quick back to the idea of the Reddit knife swap, which, like I said last year, is a really awesome tradition. If you're not going to reddit.com/r/knife club and checking it out and checking out that community, you're really missing out. It's amazing over there.
Yeah, I missed it this year.
Yeah, unfortunately Jake missed it. He thought it was closer to Christmas.
Yeah, not Halloween.
Yeah, every year the big swap is right around Halloween. They call it the spooky knife swap. And it's a great time. This year they implemented tiers so that you could sign up, like if you only wanted to do like $50 to $100 or like $100 to $200, and then they even had a 200 plus tier for people that have been in the community for a long time and have a good reputation and stuff like that, so that people could even get around to swapping like really, really high-end stuff, like custom pieces, stuff
Like
they made
most
themselves.
of the stuff
Yeah, yeah. I was in the $100 to $200 bracket, which is how I ended up with the Cody Scout. But following that up, along with that Cody Scout, from my extremely generous swapper, who apparently is someone who likes to watch episodes every once in a while. I don't know why, because we're the worst.
Yep.
He sent me 3 bottles of Aegis EDCI, which is sort of it's not so much a lubricant as it is a blade cleaner, but it sort of works as both and, you know, prevents corrosion. It's a blade treatment. And I've been using this stuff for a while now, since I got it, and I love it. It's so easy to put on, and it works great. It's food safe, which I really like, so you don't have to worry about putting it on your food prep knives and stuff like that. And the best part is, he sent us 3 bottles. We've only got 2 with us right here, but he sent us 3 bottles so that I could keep one, and I could bring one so that Jake and Matt would both have their own, which is super awesome. Once again, shout out to Muff17, I believe it was, who sent me this stuff.
I'll try to put it in the comments.
Awesome dude, really appreciate the gifts. So anyway, just wanted to say a huge thank you for that, and to the knife club community as a whole. All awesome folks, great time over there. And I think that's about it for my section of this. I'm gonna go home and take a really long nap because I feel like garbage. You guys have fun watching Jake and Matt. Do you want to take the Sebenza with you? Because I know Matt really wanted to handle it and get an opinion on one, because he hates them.
Yeah, that's true.
He hates Sebenzas. He thinks they're overpriced and ridiculous. So now that we have one among us, I'd love to get one in his hands and get his opinion on video.
But we'll try and get all three of us together soon so you guys can actually like watch the original version of the show. And yeah, and we might get some other buddies in here and stuff too.
Oh, quick side note, I'm sorry for you guys that you have to keep watching those two jerks go into the woods and not actually talk about knives and just be ridiculous for a while. You guys should feel terrible about that. Stop making them watch that.
Well, no one's really watching it. They all have less than 100 views.
That's why, because you're just wandering around in the woods.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see. Maybe next time we'll drag Spencer.
Oh God.
And it'll be better, or something. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. All right. Hey guys. It's Jake and Matt.
What's up, guys? Long time no see.
We're at Matt's place. I have my stuff that I already talked about today. Figured we'd just do a quick video. Neither of us have really anything new, so we're just gonna kind of finish out the other video essentially.
Like a part 2 that I'm in, I guess.
Yeah.
So, like always, we'll start off with although there is one thing that's kind of special to me today that I've literally just realized when we were about to shoot this that I've never talked about before. I'm going to talk about what I carried today, what was in my pocket today, but there's something kind of special in it, and it's a weird kind of special, but it's special to me. Alright, so first was the Emerson Mini Commander. You've seen this before, it's been on the show before. I've had it for so long at this point it's starting to loose up and carries really, really well now. It's a lot smoother than it used to be, but yeah, this is actually one of my favorite knives I own to this day. Like, it's not nearly the most expensive knife in my collection, but it was what was in my pocket today. I also had my keys and my little like night, night eyes or whatever, like pry bar thing on it. Nothing special, nothing important. No one cares. A Bic, a red Bic, because I carry a lighter all the time even though I don't smoke. I just think it's a good thing to have on me. And then this. This is something I have had since I was 9 years old. My grandfather gave it to me before he passed, and I've never had it on the show before. I don't know why, but this is my Victorinox Swiss Army knife, classic. I have had that literally for almost 20 years, 18 years I've had that knife, and I've never had it on the show before. I don't know why. It's missing one of the like little, I think I have my toothpick still, I think it's missing the little tweezers, which I don't think I'll even remotely be able to get that to focus on. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, this guy technically was like my first knife, or first like quality product. It is still surviving. The edge is pretty much gone on the main blade. But I've used the can opener a million times throughout my life. Like, it's just cool to still have and still carry. And I thought I'd put it on the show. So yeah, that's what I carried. That is also a really dope image you guys are getting right now. So I think we should just leave that there while we talk about this other shit that we're going to talk about, which I guess is something that Spencer earlier had mentioned.
So as we talked about in part 1, me and Spencer, I grabbed the Sebenza that Spencer brought today and wanted Matt to check it out. It's a cool knife, I think. Sorry, it's weird on camera, but we already talked about it. It's got like the driftwood customization, some stone washing. I sharpened it to give it a usable edge and stuff. So
Did he buy this new or in second?
he bought it like this.
Gotcha.
Minus the sharpening that I did.
Alright,
So,
well.
I'm gonna grab this.
See, alright. Is he gonna yell at me?
No, he flicked it on camera earlier.
Breaking rules. Because I still think that is the dumbest fucking thing a knife maker can say is don't flick open my knives. We've talked about it, and I'm pretty sure Spencer remembered and mentioned it on camera earlier. I don't like Sebenzas. I don't. Never have. I'm not a fan. This one's kind of dope looking. The driftwood customization is actually kind of like hot, and it looks like it's a really good looking knife. I mean, if you look at it, it's a dope looking knife. You can't be mad at it. But for the money, like I don't care for them. People like act like they're the the knife to compare all other knives to, and it's just I don't know, it's just not my thing. I think they're a solid knife, I guess, but their quality isn't above and beyond anything I feel like anything else is when it comes to like high-end, like price-wise knives. So, or technically to a lot of knife collectors, mid-price knives, but to our broke asses, $500 on a knife is a fairly high-end knife. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it, it's really good. The customization's kind of dope, but I mean, that lockup is super late. That's like what, 80%, maybe even more, 85.
That's how they're supposed to be. Apparently, they're on a there's a ceramic ball in there that it locks up on. That's what Spencer was saying. So they're supposed to lock up
really late.
Really late.
I don't know much about Sebenzas. Like I said, I don't like them that much. So, I mean, it feels. I'll admit, it does feel good in hand. It's kind of it's a little bitey for me.
That could be the customization. I don't know.
Yeah. This one particularly, like I said, I don't know much about Sebenzas. I'm just saying this one in hand, it's a little bitey for me. I also have a fairly big mitt though. But yeah, it's a dope looking customization. The stonewash is dope looking. But yeah, I mean, we'll say it's a nice Sebenza, but still just not my thing. I guess they just wanted my opinion on it. I will say it's actually for you're not supposed to flick them. It flicks fairly well.
Yep.
Like for a heavy, like that feels like a heavy blade. Like I don't know what the weight on this is. It's not a light knife. It's not like super heavy either, but like it's fairly smooth and flicks fairly well for being something you're not supposed to flick. But yeah, no, I will admit I kind of am surprised by that. I was expecting it to be a little more gritty or like less smooth. But no, it's fairly smooth for being something you're not supposed to do that with. But yeah, so there's that.
Yeah, I think Spencer thought that you hadn't held one before, so he was like, show it to Matt. So.
Oh yeah, I have. I've had Sebenzas in my hands before. Never one that was customized. But I had. Oh, I didn't even like the. I don't. You guys they probably already showed you that, but the clip is also like worked on, which kind of looks really cool.
Yeah, hold it there. And
see if I can get it to focus here. There you go. Yeah, that looks pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
That's a nice little detail that I didn't notice at first. But yeah, I have held Sebenzas before. Small Sebenzas. I've seen a couple of too. And I'm just it's just never been my thing. I don't know. Like if I'm going to that price point, like Strider is dope. Like there's a lot of them. Hinderer's a better product to me. Three Sisters makes a dope knife around that. Like, and then you have all the new like Steelcraft, like semi-custom like bodegas and shit like that, which are fucking fire. Then like if I'm gonna spend $400 on a knife, $450, like that's where I'm leaning.
Yep.
But that's just me. Like I'm not, I'm probably gonna get a bunch of fucking hate and be like, oh, Sebenzas are perfect. Well, yeah, whatever. I don't fucking care. That's just my opinion on it. I'd rather like run one of those new Steelcraft like bodega things any day than this, but I will admit that surprises me. Unless like the guy did something when he was customizing it, but I doubt he did. That is just pretty fucking smooth compared to what I was expecting. So there's that, and I guess those are my 2 cents on it. I'll get my keys out of the way and put that guy right there. That's funny, putting it next to the Emerson, which is like a fifth of the cost. Well, that's not true. It's like a third the cost, but still. But yeah.
Yeah. So we'll probably be filming again soon-ish. Hopefully, if we can work it out. Spencer has some other new stuff that he wants to talk about. We're gonna try to get a little more often on our filming.
We really will try, guys. I know we say that every time, but like things are starting to smooth out for a lot of us, and like I'm planning on getting some new stuff soon, so you'll see us.
Yeah, but I'm also hoping that we can just kind of film on things that even when we don't have new knives, just talking about stuff, just hanging out. It'll depend on what we end up doing with our collections and stuff. So thanks for watching. This is definitely a better place to film than the back of a car, but there's a lot of cool new stuff from Spencer. We just really didn't have anything to talk about.
Like always.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, all that stuff. We'll we'll keep bringing content as much as we can.
Take it easy, guys.
Yep. Be safe on holidays if you're traveling and you don't. I don't know if we don't film before Thanksgiving and stuff.
Carry a knife. Be safe. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Carry knives.